All right, folks, let's crank this out real quick, and then I'll get you going on the activity. I'll explain the rules of engagement there. So for number one, we have some numerical components here that we have to address. My pen just turned off again. So we'll account for those bad boys first. We got the 1/3, the 2, and the 6. All right. 1/3, 2, and 6 multiplied together will give you a what? 4. All right. For the a value, well, there's nothing to pair it with. So a to the third is just going to come along for the ride. There's nothing to multiply it with. 1/3 times 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12.
Oh, right.
Divided by 3 is 4.
Why don't you multiply 1/3 by a cubed? Or, yeah.
You multiply numerical values by numerical values. You don't multiply them by variable quantities.
That makes sense.
All right. Now for the b, we have an understood b to the first power there. So b to the first and b to the third combine together to give us what? B to the fourth. All right. Now, in the second question, there's no coefficients, so that's good news. One less thing to screw up, I guess. But we do have a power to a power, right? So that's unique to this problem compared to number one. What do you do when you have power to a power? Multiply. So this becomes an intermediate step, x to the 10th, and then we have an x to the third. Now we're multiplying two monomials with a common base, so what do we do in order to get that in its most simplest form? Add the exponent, so x to the 10 plus 3 gives us x to the 13th. Now, this is one of those things, like if you could see the final answer right away, you don't have to show the intermediate steps. Okay, so if you can jump from here to here, that's great. But, until you get there, show the work, just in case. All right. The last one has a little bit of everything going on. So we have each element of the first set of parentheses raised to the third power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everything a power, even if it's not written. So the 2 is to the first power, and so is the z. All right. Now each one of those powers is going to get multiplied by the 3 on the outside. All right. So 2 to the third, x to the 9th, y to the 6th, and also z to the 6th. All right. Then for the second one, we're going to do the same thing, just with the power of 4. So each one of those powers on the inside gets multiplied by a 4. So we're looking at x to the 8th, z to the 4th. All right. So a couple of things. One, we can figure out what 2 to the third power is. All right, 2 to the third power is what? 8. We also have some common bases. So x to the 9th and x to the 8th, when you multiply those together, you get what? X to the 17th. All right. There's nothing to pair with the y. All right. There's only one instance of a term that involves y, or a factor involving y. So y to the 6th. Just carry that right down. And then finally, we have a z to the 6th and a z to the 4th, which combine together to give me what? Z to the 10th, indeed. All right.